he basically recently went viral for the Jubilee debate, for being a Black conservative, with Amanda, whatever her name is, and they debated. So here we go. Here's the clip of him describing how he's lost his job.
I tell you how I was talking about how I got fired. Well, I ain't gonna say fired. I quit. Right, I had to leave because I experienced the worst form of discrimination by a Christian, supposed to be Christian school. After I made my video went viral, probably millions and millions of people. It was on the Shade Room, it was on PragerU. That the what goes on in these Black schools. This was a Democrat school that I worked at, and they basically told me that I was not allowed to be a Republican. I have the audio recording. They told of school in Jacksonville, Florida, which I will be releasing the name, told me that I am not allowed to speak anymore. And then after that, they start targeting me every day with different things that I never was targeted with before. It was discrimination. And I'm looking into filing a lawsuit about it. But that's what happened after my Jubilee. They actually talked about the interview, because you are not allowed to be at these schools that are dominated by Black women, Black people who are Democrats. And so they were very angry at my interview. But it's all right because I got so many side things that I'm doing, and I had another offer already. But I just have to expose it to Facebook, and I will be exposing the name of the school. But it's sad. It's sad in this community, in this Black community, how you're treated.
Uh, wow. So, Gray, as someone that has had a conversation one on one with Jordan, and I want to also add the school is predominantly a Black school. Pretty much in other texts that I've read that he posted, he said that they told him they're okay with him doing content. They don't want him saying disparaging things against Black culture. So, Gray, after being on with Jordan, spending a few hours with him in our time of bringing him on, do you think that him getting fired was warranted?
I don't know if him getting fired was warranted. I'm not his supervisor, but I will say certain professions are going to expect you to have certain beliefs. If he was a cop, he would have got a promotion if they saw that interview on Jubilee. So I mean, was it fair that what he's doing in his personal time is affecting his job? No, no. But like my mother works for the state, so I don't know if this is a state job, and she signs a contract, and we're in Florida. If there's a hurricane, if there's an evacuation, she's not allowed to evacuate. She has to go and help people. You signed a contract, so he should have read what he was reading, especially if he works for the government.
He doesn't. He works for a private school. Um, Andre, do you agree with him being termed? He's also, side note, guys, he's now advocating for the state of Florida to pass something so us content creators in Florida, me and Gray live in Florida, will not be attacked for making content or penalized against our jobs.
It would be greater if somebody did that with going after the social media companies, so we won't be taken off platforms for having political opinions, regardless if they're left or right. But I don't think that much of America has caught up with that just yet. Give it another 5 years or so, and people maybe catch up to that. Now, he said that he said he was fired. He said, well, I quit. This is the type of stuff you've got to ban with people. You got to fight at these places. If you really feel what you believe in and you're really fanatical about what you believe in, you've got to dig in and fight. This, I'm going to run and, I'm going to let, no. Dig in, put your heels into the dirt and fight. This is how these people win. This is why I shit on Black conservatives more than anyone, because they're so quick to run away from the problem. They're so quick to, hunker down. And, I'm sure he's a fantastic person. Love to talk to him, but dig your heels in, man. Like dig your heels in and fight these people tooth and nail for what you believe in, because you already know what the consequences are of being a Black person with any kind of right-leaning worldview. I'm not even talking about being conservative, because it goes beyond that. Any kind of traditional focus on any kind of right worldview, you're going to be attacked. Mm-hmm. So what do you expect, man? Dig in, band with people, and make things happen. If not, you're just going to get stomped all over. And this is what we see every time. We see it from there's tons of instances of this, of Black people or white people or whomever, when they do things alone, when they speak out on how they feel and they do it by themselves, they get stomped on. And because the mob is going to do that, you're fighting, it's 3-1. You're going to get stomped on. Mm-hmm. So, shout out to him, whatever he's doing on the side. Hopefully everything goes well. But this should be like a wake-up call to a lot of these, I'm not even saying Black conservatives, just Black people in general. If you have a different perspective on what's going on in the community, you're going to be attacked either violently or through, socially. So what do you have to do? Don't be afraid to speak up and get with other people who are willing to speak up on these problems, because only we can solve this. Only we can end forest fires. Only we can solve the problem. If not, it's going to get worse.
I agree with everything Andre said. Heaven, what's your thoughts? Do you think he should have been fired? You saw what he said on the debate. Do you think it was smart for him to talk about the Black community being on how his employers and the customers of the school is the Black community?
I think that a lot of people, when they're trying to say things, can say them in a less offensive way. Bringing up problems, seeing issues, bringing solutions is great. Pointing out problems is great. But it's in the delivery. But I also don't think that he should have lost his job over it, because it's his rights to speak freely. That's what Gray and Andre and I, that's what we fought for people to be able to have the freedom of speech. And he wasn't at work. He wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't, I don't think there was a reason for him to get fired at all, regardless of what his views are. Unless he said, I want to murder all, oh, can I say that?
Schmurder.
All of these people, like if it's not something that like really is dangerous and gonna hurt yourself or others, then no, he shouldn't have lost his job, not at all. And he needs to fight back because it's unacceptable.
I want to make a quick point real fast, because I hear this so often about the delivery. And if you know me, you know how I feel about this. Nora, you're laughing because you know exactly what I'm going to say. Everyone cares about the delivery. And when we're talking about the Black community and Black culture, people come to my content or other people's content that make the criticisms that we do, and they'll say, your delivery's harsh. I don't like the way you deliver it. I agree, brother. I know the problems exist, but it's your delivery. Fuck that. When the reality of what we're dealing with, when everything that I'm surrounded by is filthy and there's so much problems, so much disgusting actions being done, so many disgusting people who are promoting a disgusting worldview and a disgusting lifestyle, and you're worried about my delivery? No. Be worried about the delivery of the people who sell poison in their community. Be worried about the delivery of these drug dealers. Be worried about the criminals. Be worried about the delivery of the people who represent us in media and academia or in politics. I'm worried about their delivery of how they represent me as a Black person. I hate that more because these people have more money, have more power, more wealth than me, and they give us a bad name. So when people are like, your delivery is harsh, brother, I don't care. When my reality is harsh, I'm going to be harsh because that's what the environment dictates. That's what the environment is requiring of me to do. I'm going to adapt to that environment and overcome it. That's what the fuck we do as men and as Western men and as Western people. We've always done that. And we should continue to have that fervor and that anger and that fanaticism to combat these things. If not, then nothing gets solved. And if that is the case, if we just have to be weak and loud, the weak delivery, the soft, pat on the head, talk about the nice things, then nothing would have progressed over the 2,000 years have things progressed in the West and in the world. So that's pretty much
it. I don't mean like that. Being harsh, being strong, being firm is one thing. But effective communication, I don't mean his delivery or anybody's delivery in the sense of your tone. Tone policing is one thing. But when you insult people, that really closes them off to hearing you. And when you want to reach more people, you want to identify what you're trying to communicate and what is the best way to be the most effective. So yelling and screaming and insulting people usually isn't the most effective way to get them to do what you want them to do or make them better. So using effective communication will actually get the outcome, the intended outcome. And that's what I mean. So being harsh,
I hear what you're saying.
Being firm,
I hear what
all
you're
that.
saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I think you're missing the point. I know you're not talking about me, but yeah.
Right, but you brought it back to yourself. But
because
I was talking
my word is my
generally.
representation. I'm here.
Right. Yes, but I was speaking generally, so I wasn't attacking.
I'm
Like
going back
saying
to I'm going back to you
specifically.
general. I'm going back to what you said generally, right? So
Okay,
yes, we can talk, and I
you
understand what
can
you're
look it
saying.
up. You can look it up.
I've
This is
already looked it up.
effective
I've looked it
communication.
up.
It's a class. You can
I've already
take it.
looked it up. All that I've taken the classes. I've
You're
looked at
really
all this stuff.
ineffective in the
Okay, I'm
communication though,
ineffective, but when we look at how my
because you
accounts
insult
do and
people.
how,
Yes,
I
yeah, you
want to
definitely
play a
insult
clip.
people. Hold on, my bad,
the
Greg. Go
greatest
ahead.
one.
You
I'll
good?
go back to it.
I want y'all to actually see what he said, so y'all can
Yeah.
say if he really overreacted.
Also, wait, before you play the clip. Oh,
Well, do you have it?
he made a comment about Carmelo Anthony. And yeah, Kelly, can you
Thanks.
find it for me? Because this is important. We got to play that clip too, because Kelly thinks he should have been fired for that clip. But go ahead.
Choose to
Play yours.
embrace a victim mentality, because that's not what our grandparents and Harriet Tubman and those people fought for. They fought for
Do
equal
not bring up
opportunity.
Harriet Tubman's name in vain, baby. Please.
They said the
Harriet
Lord's
Tubman,
name in vain.
Harriet
The
Tubman,
Lord's name.
Harriet Tubman was literally saving her family and others from slavery.
Yeah. You know who helped her? White people.
You know who helped her?
They were on the Underground Railroad. Said, come on in.
No,
come
you
on
know
in.
who helped her?
Come on in.
No, you know who helped her?
God and Harriet.
People who benefit from white supremacy. One of the things
It's a lie. White supremacy is a lie.
No, sir,
It's
that's
a
simply
lie.
not
There's
true.
no such. I mean,
If that were not the case, then we wouldn't see the continued effort of colonialism and white people placing themselves in positions of power when they do not have the power.
Because their
hear
culture,
this.
Black culture, is toxic. The Black culture is toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers in the Black home. Let's talk about that.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
None of this is gonna work if y'all are just gonna sit here and make up shit.
It's
not gonna work. No, a debate has to be in facts.
You're
You
putting
are
off
literally
emotional liberalism.
I am
right
not
now.
putting off emotional liberalism. You're putting off unfounded lies
That's what y'all
based
do. Y'all
in
start saying
conservatism.
misinformation. Remember, they
It
get the
is
misinformation thing all summer, where everything
Look at this
conservative
man.
did. They said
You're carrying
misinformation.
a chain around your neck of an apartheid nation that actively wants to harm Black people and non-Jewish people. But let me bring it back.
So should he have lost his job?
No, from that, no. If first off, is she married? Is she
No.
married at all?
Look it
She's
up.
not.
No, she's
No.
not married. I
She's
can tell
not
you
married.
that's a
I
fact.
can see
And
how.
the other thing
Why
that made
that's so important?
That's very important because it shows that she's not a quality woman, and no man would want to sit back and listen to that shit for like an hour. I wouldn't want to listen to that at all. She cute.
Oh,
She'd
wow.
be great on the weekend, but no, she is. She's disgusting. I mean, look at her. Look at what she believes in. She's completely lonely, and what she's talking about. What is she talking about? These are the people that you should insult.
So if you're not married,
you should insult these people.
So I just want to. I'm trying to understand your views. So if you're unmarried, you are what? Not.
If you're
not a
so,
good
I'm
woman?
gonna look at her age. How old is she?
40 plus.
Okay. So
She's 40 plus. Does he have any kids?
No.
No kids. So she's 40 plus, no kids, not married. That's a failed woman right there. 40 plus, no kids, not married. That's
what
a
makes
failed
that
woman
a
right
failed woman?
As
Is
a
that?
woman.
I just want to know.
What's the whole purpose
You
of
think
what's
a
the whole
woman's
purpose of the
view
woman? Heaven, what's the whole purpose of a woman?
to exist?
To exist. Okay. What is the functionality of a woman?
Yes.
Why do men and women exist?
We exist to exist.
We don't exist to exist. We have a purpose for existing. That's the problem we have with people in the West, that we think that we exist because we exist. We have a purpose for existing. You have a purpose for existing. We fulfill that purpose. We find a purpose in our own personal ventures in this life.
So she
but we have a natural, hold on, we have a natural, hold on,
broken.
I'm not done. We have a natural purpose, a natural order. Now, my personal purpose of what I want to do still does not align with the natural order of things. That's what it is. She's 40 something, no kids, not married, and it shows. No man will.
Do you own a house? Deal with
that. I do. I own my own house. I'm right here.
You own your house? Is your car paid off?
Is my car paid off? I'm just about.
Okay.
Listen, I take care of my finances. I'm great. I'm doing well. My wife is taken care of. Yeah, I provide as a man. I'm
just trying to get it. I'm trying to know you. I'm trying to understand where you work,
Andre.
Does she work? I want to go back to work, honestly.
So she doesn't.
No, she doesn't work because I told her that she could sit down and relax and focus on school and all that. But I'm like, let's go back
Oh,
to
so
work so
she
we can
goes
make
to
some more
school.
money.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nora, I thought
What's
you
she
go
going
to
to
the next
school
clip.
for?
I got another clip, but this is fascinating. All right,
Yeah.
all right, guys. I gotta play the part 2 clip. Andre might agree. I'm curious if Andre's gonna agree with him because I'm like, damn, let's see how far right Andre is.
Oh,
But
damn.
let me play this clip. This clip went viral.
Gotta get to know Andre. We gotta see where Andre's head's at.
Yeah, well, he's our new friend. But anyways, this
Right.
clip right here is the one that me and Kelly feels like if they were gonna fire him for anything, this should have been it. Let me play the clip, guys. He went viral for this. Is it wait, where's the sound? My bad. Let me start it
His
over.
family members. Nick Cannon's funeral was, I believe, yesterday, and I just want to send an apology to his family members on the behalf of the Black community, on the behalf of our racism, our ignorance, the fact that we're justifying the murder of your son in the name of race. He's a human being. He was a good kid. He was a kid that did deserve to have his life snuffed out by some thug. And I say he's a thug because when you kill anybody, you're a thug, right? Any type of murder makes you this thuggish behavior. And so he deserves, and it's sad that they don't offer the death penalty and that they don't offer a life. He won't be getting life in prison, they're saying, because of his age, which is sad because he deserves both. Because this boy will never see the light of day. So I refuse to submit to racism. I'm not a racist person. I love white people just as much as I love Black people. I'm a preacher. I'm a righteous preacher. So I don't see color because God won't allow me to. So I just apologize to the family that has to bear this on the behalf of a community that accepts and loves violence.
So, Andre, what you think about what he said? You agree?
I mean, I said the same thing when I made the video on my second page about Carmelo. Yeah, he deserves a death penalty. And this goes for anybody. I don't care if the races were reversed and it was a white person, it deserves a death penalty. I don't want to house and feed killers for the rest of their lives. I'm not going to do that. I think it's dumb. And I think it's backwards for a nation like us to continuously support people who have shown that they're not going to be productive members of society. They're not really going to be rehabilitated. And I'm not going to wait 20 years for you to come to Jesus and like, you know what I did? Oh, it was so terrible. Now we're not doing that. You've already destroyed a family. You've already shown that you're not a productive member of society. We need to start cracking down on crime and being tough on crime. But it's still, of course, allowing them to have a trial and be, of course, everything that we allow to everyone in this system. But I think the harsh penalty should be death. We need to make examples out of people when they do these type of things, especially within the Black community. We very much need to make examples because we've got a lot of brothers, a lot of sisters that get killed by people in our own community. A lot of educated and people who are doing well, their lives get snuffed out by people like Carmelo Anthony. A lot of that happens. And we don't ever want to talk about that. But guess what? We let these people walk
I wonder
scot-free and
if they
let
had
them make
better
music and
mental
shit.
health services. They probably wouldn't need the death penalty.
Even with that, you're still, if someone's going to murder, regardless if you have better mental health services or
Well,
not,
like
you
I'm
still
saying,
need
like
to
if you had
punish
better,
them.
bring it back to what we said before. If they had better mental health services at a younger age, then they probably wouldn't have gotten into that situation.
They
Is
wouldn't get
this
into the situation of murdering
I
somebody.
don't
People murder
think.
each other
Oh,
all the
no,
time.
I don't murder people.
Okay, yeah, because we're sane, I think mentally well people,
I am
right?
not. I am
Okay.
not sane.
Well, yeah, I
I'm
think if
not.
we look at maybe
I promise you, I am not sane.
yeah, I have some
I am
things I have to,
100% disabled
me
veteran
too. I'm 100% as well.
because
That's PTSD
I
is
am not
70% of that.
sane. Thanks. Right.
Yeah.
Mine's 70. So my
70?
70%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine is
Yeah.
70% as well with PTSD.
I thought you
God,
just
he's
said it was
surrounded by
30.
crazies?
No, I didn't say it was 30. That's
You
why I'm
are
at
surrounded by
100%.
crazies.
I'm at 100%, and
No,
I
I
said my
know. Yeah.
PTSD
Yeah.
is
I know
I'm
how
messing with
that
y'all.
works. I did
yeah.
HR.
Oh
It's one
Lord.
Yeah.
shop over here.
But what I will say about that
At least
clip,
I know stuff, how to
I,
research and look things up.
I don't think he lost his job over that clip, but I feel like when you're a teacher is when you just get too big or get too famous that people know who you are.
Yep.
It's teachers that be OnlyFans models that lose their jobs. So like once you start doing stuff outside of your job and you work at a job where it's a private school, then
Yeah.
of course they're gonna say we have to protect our people are spending money there. So if a parent says, hey, I don't want him as a teacher, and multiple parents say that, of course he got fired.
Yeah. Well, we about to switch gears. We're going to talk about Cardi B.
Wow.
Oh Lord Jesus, Cardi B. I don't even know what to say. This trial is like